Today on the galley, seared salmon with strawberry salsa. Okay, so I know that I've done this dish with y'all before, but maybe some of y'all are new. But really, I'm just so excited. I wait all year long for strawberry season for this specific dish. I get so excited when the strawberries start coming in, and I know that I can have seared salmon with strawberry salsa. It makes me so happy. So I thought, I would talk to you about it again. One thing that's really great about this dish is there's just so few ingredients. Look how beautiful those strawberries are. Aren't they pretty? Now, if you're having guests over in the strawberry season, make them this dish. You are going to impress them. They're going to look at you first and go, "You made what?" And then they're going to say, "I want the recipe." It is amazingly good. Now, 2 cups of fresh strawberries, diced, and then at least a teaspoon of chopped garlic. I did like 1 big clove, depending on how big your garlic is. And then I have a little basil in there, and then 1 tablespoon of minced shallots. I'm going to start with a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm making this a little ahead, like an hour before dinner, just to let it sit and those flavors to develop. So I'll taste it again before I use it to see if it needs a little more salt. But for now, that's how much salt we're doing. And then I'm going to do about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cracked white pepper. I really like my white pepper here. If you don't have the white pepper, then you're mixed. One of the most important things here is your balsamic. This is not a place for those $4 bottles of balsamic. This is a place for your $20 bottle of balsamic. And we're going to do a tablespoon, sorry, somebody just came by and rocked us, of balsamic. And I just want you to see how thick and amazing and luscious this balsamic is. And this is what you want here. This is the place for your good balsamic. I did a little short video about choosing your balsamics and how you know what's what. And you know what? It is so delicious. So next is your basil. I have 7 to 8 basil leaves, and I'm going to first roll them up and chiffonade them. And then I'm just going to go through just a couple rough chops. And in we go. And next, just a little bit, like a tablespoon of avocado oil. Now, you can obviously use your extra virgin olive oil here. I use the avocado oil because it's more of a neutral flavor, where that extra virgin olive oil really kind of comes through sometimes and overpowers. And then I'm just going to toss this. I'm going to set this in the refrigerator. I like to at least 30 minutes in advance do it, but if you can do it an hour or so in advance, that it'll really start to come together. But just look how simple that is. And then the next thing you have to do is sear a piece of salmon. So the time's almost here. My salmon is almost done. I have some asparagus in the oven, basmati rice, and just look at that. I did give it a little taste. It's perfect. I didn't need to add anything. All it needs now is the salmon. So just a little strawberry on top. Now this recipe does at least 4 pieces of salmon, and look how beautiful that is. Beautiful. Now, if you've made it before, or if you have never made it before, do yourself a favor in strawberry season and make some strawberry salsa for your salmon. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you later. Bye.